John Love. Words cannot describe how much Toastmasters means to John. From the mentors and their invaluable instruction, to the evaluations and their constructive criticism, to the examples of great speeches. He gets it all with Toastmasters. He wants to become a top-notch speaker, and Toastmasters is helping him reach his goals. Tonight, he will explain and share what Toastmasters gives to us all. With the speech title, What Toastmasters Gives to Us All, What Toastmasters Gives to Us All, John Love.
Excuse me, honey. Thank you. Two things before I get started this evening. Number one, as a featured speaker, can you imagine the joy that filled my heart when I found out we don't have an eye counter? I want to join with Charles in thanking Thomas. I was on the Christmas committee and I was privy to see the tremendous number of hours that he has spent on making this beautiful party beautiful. Let's give him another round of applause. Speaking of Thomas, late October I get a call from Thomas, and he said, John, I would like for you to speak at our Christmas party. And I said, sure, Thomas, I'd love to speak. And he could have left it there, but he didn't. He went on. He said, I would like to hear from one of the older people at Toastmaster. Yeah. Hey. That's right, honey. And I said, no problem, Thomas, I'd love to speak. And he could have left it there. But he didn't. He went on. He said, I would like to hear from somebody who's been with Toastmasters for a long time. I said, no problem, Thomas, I'd love to speak. And he could have left it there. But he didn't. He went on. He said, I'd like to hear from somebody who's been in the business community for a long time. And I said, no problem, Thomas, I'd love to speak. But you're going to have to give me a senior discount. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. What a wonderful, wonderful season. After Thomas made me feel like I should be using a walker, he said, would you share with us some of your thoughts about Toastmasters? And so tonight I'm going to share with you two thoughts, one of which I'm going to share with you right away, and another one I'm going to share with you later in my speech. The first thought I want to share with you tonight, and this thought is especially for you younger Toastmasters, is this. Here is Toastmasters in a nutshell. Toastmasters will make you a better speaker, which will give you confidence. And with that confidence, you will become a better speaker, which will give you even more confidence. And with that additional confidence, you will become a very good speaker. That is Toastmasters in a nutshell. It is estimated that the human being utters a minimum of 7,000 words a day. How would it benefit you to be a better and more confident communicator? How would it benefit you to be a better and more confident communicator with your fellow employees? How would it benefit you to be a better and more confident communicator with your boss? How would it benefit you to be a better and more confident communicator with your customers? From the Bible in Ecclesiastes 5:10, and relax, this is not a sermon. God said, if you love money, you will not be satisfied by money. When I first read that, I thought God was giving some kind of dire warning about money or the love of money, but on further examination, I found out that it just wasn't the case. God created this world precisely. As a matter of fact, He created it so precisely that in 1961, Dr. Wernher von Braun, the unofficial father of our space program, said, this world was created so precisely I can launch a spaceship from Earth And I can tell you within seconds when it will land on the moon. In this precise universe, God laid down certain laws, and from time to time in the Bible, He shares with us those laws and how we're governed by those laws and how they're woven into the fabric of the universe. And so in Ecclesiastes 5, He was just sharing with us a little wisdom, a little FYI. He was saying, FYI, if you love money, you will not be satisfied by money. If you love money, that is a thirst that will not be quenched. I was thinking about that verse one day, and I had a funny thought. I thought, well, it's true that people who love money are not satisfied by money. People who don't have money, they're not satisfied either. Which tells me there's a low level of satisfaction in our culture. And so my focus started to turn to that word satisfaction. And I thought, what is the value of the feeling of satisfaction? You know, it's not very valuable. I put it on a level up there with complacency. But, you know, satisfaction does have a little bit of value. I allow myself the feeling of satisfaction from time to time. When I've had a tremendous sales month, and the calendar month falls on a Friday or Saturday, the 30th or 31st falls on a Friday or Saturday, I look at my sales sheet from the month just ended, and look at all those sales, and I realize my sales sheet on Monday morning is going to have a big fat 0 on it. And as I tell my wife, this weekend I'm a champ. Come Monday morning, I'm a chump. That's right, you know, with Monday sunrise, I go from champ to chump. But you know what? The feeling of satisfaction is the polar opposite of what is good for the human being. It's the polar opposite of what is good for the human being. The human being was made to move forward. Our knees were constructed to propel us forward. Our elbows were constructed to lift forward in every way, form, and fashion. The human being was made to move forward. And researchers have found this out. They have said that the human being is the happiest when he or she has goals and they're working toward those goals and they're striving toward those goals. When they have a worthy ideal and they're striving and working, when they're building something, that is when we're the happiest. Now at Toastmasters, what is the one goal that binds us all together? There's one goal that binds us all together. And fellow Toastmasters, isn't our one goal to make our next speech better than our last speech? Isn't that it? And given the fact that goals make us happy, given the fact that striving towards something makes us happy, my second thought I want to share with you this evening is Toastmasters is a source for happiness. Let's talk about the apple. One of my favorite things. Isn't there just something special about the apple? Isn't there just something special about taking that first bite out of an apple? You know, you get the juices all over your face. Now, I'm from Alabama. We don't use napkins. I just give it this. And but you know what? The apple only has one goal. And when it's building toward that goal, when it's growing toward that goal, it's beautiful. And if it, after it's reached its goal of maturity, if it's not picked and consumed like it was designed to do, it will die on the vine because it has no more goals. And that is my closing thought with you, my fellow Toastmasters. Always make it your goal to make your next speech better than your last speech. Because if you don't make it your goal to make your next speech better than your last speech, well then your speaking skills will die on the vine. Your speaking skills will die on the vine. And if you don't make it your goal to make your next speech better than your last speech, well then, you won't win any more of those pretty blue ribbons. Mr. Toastmaster?